Well, first of all, just a few words about his passing.
Well, it's really a sad time. I just talked to Mrs. Moyer earlier this morning. The Chief Justice and I had a very good relationship. It was very warm. It was very mutually respectful. I admired him. As I said to his wife this morning, all of us in public life could learn from Chief Justice Moyer, his demeanor, his attitude, his kindness, his professionalism, his commitment to the law. And this is a sad time. Ohio has lost one of its most distinguished public servants in the history of the state.
What are the options open to you as governor as far as his replacement?
Well, you know, I have chosen to defer thinking about that until I and Ohioans have taken the time to reflect upon Judge Moyer's life and to pay proper respects at this time. There'll be opportunities to discuss that, and I will discuss that obviously with the media and anyone else who wants to talk with me about it. But I think it would be a little unseemly at this particular time to be talking about his replacement when we've lost him so recently.
Is his funeral, have the arrangements been made?
You know, I did not talk to Mrs. Moyer about that specifically, so I'm unsure. I did talk to Mrs. Moyer, though, about the fact that I am going to be urging that the Supreme Court building be named Thomas Moyer Supreme Court. It was a building that he loved, that he worked so hard to have restored, and I think it would be hugely appropriate and fitting for him to be given that honor.
Is there an interim justice?
Justice Pfeiffer, I believe, has assumed the interim responsibilities of the Chief Justice.
If I can ask you, just something about the DNA bill here. This DNA bill says everybody arrested, not convicted, just arrested on felony charges will have a DNA sample taken. Any concerns about civil liberties there, or too strong government intrusion? Any concerns on your part?
On my part, no. Some may feel that, but quite frankly, DNA can be used not only to establish guilt, but it can also be used to establish innocence. And when you hear these horrific stories about people who have spent 26 or 20 or 13 or 10 years of their lives behind bars, and they were wrongfully convicted, I think this is an action that is wholly justified, and it will be protective of the citizens of our state. Not intrusive in my judgment, but protective of them.
Railway project, there's a lot of pondering. Right now I'm trying to think of what that is.
I was waiting to see what word you were going to use.
Pondering.
I thought if she comes up with the right word, maybe I'll use it.
A lot of pondering right now on where that project stands, and it's not looking good. It sounds like some lawmakers may...
Well, I think it's looking very good. We will be going to the controlling board asking for the $25 million to be released. This is a good project. It has been thoroughly studied, vetted. Many of those who are finding fault are basically using guesswork or anecdotal information. What we've tried to do, even before we submitted our application to the federal government, was to ask Amtrak to do a study. Now you can, I guess, take issue with the study, but before you take issue with the study we have, show me a better study that supports contradictory conclusions. I think the Amtrak study is the best study we have, and I think this is $400 million that will create jobs for Ohioans. It is not coming from state resources, and if Ohio did not get it or does not use it, it will go to another state that will happily receive it. And I don't want that to happen.
Senator Goodman just told me he doesn't think that the project's ready.
Well, that's Senator Goodman's opinion. I don't know how many hours Senator Goodman has spent studying the project, but I can tell you that I and my Department of Transportation have spent not just hours, but weeks and months. And so I would take our conclusions and put them against someone that I assume has not spent the kind of time and effort that we have spent studying the project.
If you don't get at least a little Republican support, this train plan is dead, isn't it?
Well, and the Republicans will have to explain to the citizens of Ohio why they gave $400 million that will go to some other state to create jobs. And if they want to do that, then I guess that will be their choice. I think it would be tragic for Ohio. I think it would be an indication that Ohio does not really see itself as wanting to be connected to this vital transportation network that is developing across our country. Ohio will be isolated when it comes to passenger rail service. And Illinois and Michigan and Pennsylvania and Indiana and other states will move ahead, and Ohio will be left behind. I will fight as hard as I can fight to keep that from happening. That's an example, I think, of what's been wrong with our state in the past. We've had, I think, too often a political leadership that was willing to stand for the status quo and did not have a vision about what had to be done to move Ohio forward. This will move Ohio forward. It will connect us to a vital passenger system that will make it possible for Ohioans to get on a train and access many other parts of the country. So, the question's a simple one. Do we want the $400 million or not? Do we want jobs to be created with this $400 million or not? Do we want these resources to be given back to the federal government so that they can be distributed to Michigan or some other state? I can tell you, my friend, the governor of Michigan, Jennifer Granholm, would love to have this $400 million. I think Michigan would embrace it with open arms. I don't understand the naysayers in our state. I have called them cheerleaders for failure. And, I have reluctantly reached the conclusion that there are some who are in fact cheerleaders for failure. And that's unfortunate.
Thank you, Governor.
Before what?
Before summer break.
Well, I think it would be nice, but it can only happen when both chambers and both political parties agree to do it jointly. And so I would like to see a capital bill sooner rather than later, but I also understand that this is the decision that we must make together, Republicans and Democrats, House and Senate, as well as the executive branch. And so I want to work with these folks to try to see that we get a capital bill. When we get a capital bill will depend upon the collective coming together of all of us.
Thank you.